Ever wondered how to buy a car for a Turo fleet? Or just buy a car in general? This is my 2013 Ford F-150, newest car in our fleet, and I'm going to take you around, show you how I look at a car as a non-mechanic to see if this is something that is going to be a good fit and ultimately make us some money on Turo. So let's check it out. I'm going to give you the overview and talk to you about how I go through my car. So first you want to walk around the vehicle. We're going to be checking to see if there's any body damage on it or rust or anything that we see that will be a cause for attention. So we'll check out the entire body of the car. You notice you got a little bit of surface rust pitting over here. Not too bad. Headlight casings are in good shape. No dents, no dings, no nothing. The rust is a little more serious around the circle over here for the headlight. So that is something that I noted. Now, when we were looking at the vehicle, the tires were bad. We've already replaced them and put new tires on. So when I'm checking the vehicle, tires are really one of the first things you want to look at aside from body damage, because that's one of my biggest negotiating points. Obviously, these are brand new. So if I was going to buy a car that had brand new tires, I'd be very happy. Almost never happens. People usually sell a car. If it's anything in like a 50 to 70,000 mile interval, chances are they're running on the last round of those tires. But let's keep going around. We're going to look at the body. Mirror looks good. Door panel looks good. Over here, everything's looking good so far. I'm totally fine if it's got some little natural scratches and things like that, like this here. I'm not worried about it. Again, it's an inexpensive rental car. We're not renting out high-end luxury. Obviously, this is a work truck, so the bed's going to be all scratched up. I'm not worried about that at all. But we're really looking for rust. We're looking for bad damage. You'll see here in the back, this is a little dented over here, so maybe because this car doesn't have a backup camera, chances are somebody might have backed into something. We'll open this up. See the inside. The bed looks good, pretty clean. Obviously, it's been beat up pretty bad, but again, that's the whole purpose of a work truck and what we're trying to rent this out for. So we'll keep looking, see if there's anything else that is a cause for concern. Headlight looks good. Tires, obviously good. Nothing too bad on the body. So, all in all, on the outside, the car looks really good. So now we got to go inside the car and see what's going on. So now we're moving to the inside of the car. Now, when I was looking to buy this car, crazy enough, I swing open this door and I hear the ocean. I don't know why, so I grabbed it. I started shaking the door like this, and Sally was selling seashells down whatever by the seashore. There was water in the door, and that was our biggest negotiating point with this car. I didn't know what the heck it was, but I'm looking at the window seal then to see if the seal is messed up, and the seal looks perfectly fine. So I'm checking around the whole door, and it looks like the door was painted. So the releases, they got drains at the bottom of the door for water to come out, were painted over. We use this as a big negotiating point because who knows, is the door rusted out on the inside? I have no idea. So this was part of our negotiation. We were able to fix it just by taking a utility tool, cutting out the paint so that way water could drain out, totally fine. But that was a big point of contention for us and something we used to negotiate. Now, we're checking out the interior of the car. The seats are in pretty good shape, except for over here on the driver's side. There is a nice little chunk. You got the little hole here. I'm not too worried about it. It's a work truck. Chances are, if we get any complaints, we're just going to put a seat cover over it, call it a day. It'll look totally fine. So looking at the dashboard, it's actually in much better shape than I thought. I thought it was going to be all scratched up, kind of like the truck bed, but they kept this in great shape. So I was very happy to see that. The only thing noticeable really is a couple of the vents for the air conditioning are half broken off or missing, but that's not a problem because it's open, so you're still getting the air conditioning. But let's go check out the back seat. In the back seat, same thing. I'm looking for any rips, stains, tears. It's pretty good back here. A little bit, but this will probably steam out before it goes on its first trip. Glass is in good shape. Headliner's not sagging. So everything seems pretty good with the car. Now, the most important part, let's pop the hood and see what happens. All right, so I'm going to start off with giving you a little bit of ASMR. Enjoy. You hear that baby purr? Engine sounds great. Nice and quiet, not too loud, no weird sounds, just the sounds of the belts going. Now we're gonna take a look inside. You'll see that the engine is spotless. This is clean as a whistle. Could not find a cleaner car. You want to check the battery terminals. Make sure that there's no acid around it. If it is, maybe soon to change your battery, or whoever changed it didn't clean the terminals. That's not a problem. Just something else that you could use to negotiate. But we're going in. We want to check anywhere where the belts are. Do the belts seem like they're loose? Does it look like anything's cracked or corroding? Everything looks like it's in really good condition. So no complaints there. All the belts are good. I don't hear anything. Then we're gonna go underneath the car and we're gonna see if anything's dripping. We're checking for leaks. So now we're gonna check underneath the car. Come on down, let's take a look. So we're going underneath the car to check and see if there are any leaks. So we're looking to see if anything's dripping, usually in the front half of the truck. So far, nothing's dripping. That means you have no oil leaks, no coolant leaks. Should be good on that front, which is exactly what we wanted. And we were pretty sure that that's what the case was because we're looking at the condition of the engine and it looked really good. Now, one thing that Ford may or may not be synonymous for that we have to check while we're under here is rust. So let's take a look. I will give you a warning. This truck did have a substantial amount of surface rust. Surface rust is okay, but rust that's going through the frame, that's when you have a problem. How do you check for it? Come on over here and I'll show you. Welcome to my new home. I'm moving in under the truck. So now you can see here, this is the frame, unibody frame on both sides. Over here, you will see that there is some rust. The way that we check to see if it's damaging rust that you have to worry about, just knock on it. If it sounds solid all the way through, and it's not corroding away, you're fine. This is still good. Now, if you saw some where things were starting to break off while you were doing it, or you pull on it and something comes out, then you know that you have a problem and this is not the vehicle for you. This one just has a decent amount of surface rust, so for now, it's no concern. We're just gonna take it through, do some anti-rust preventative stuff just to help make sure that it doesn't really get worse. But otherwise, we're good to go on the frame. So let's take it for a test drive. All right, so now we're getting ready for the test drive. I know you heard the engine purring before, but since we're sitting in it, we're gonna start it proper. It's alive. Yes, it started. That's a good sign. So the car's got 94,418 miles on it. So the things that I'm gonna check for before I start driving, are there any lights on? So does it have a tire pressure light, a check engine light, a low fuel light, any of the lights that may come on? I'm checking the dashboard to make sure. When we bought this car, it did have an oil change overdue light, maintenance due, whatever it is, and the tire pressure light was on. Now I mentioned that it needed tires, but it also needed tire pressure sensors. If you're in the business of Turo, I can say more often than not, assume tires, the stupid sensors, and brake pads and or rotors every car you buy. That is a good safe assumption and a fresh oil change to get it out on the road. Anything more than that is a slight concern. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the air conditioning, full blast. Is it blowing cold? It's blowing cold. Now we're gonna switch it to heat and let's see if it's blowing hot. It's blowing hot. That's a good sign. So that means our heat and air conditioning work. That's a good sign. We're gonna turn on the radio. Check the radio. Does the radio work? Radio works. Radio's good, so that's fine. Everything that's important inside the car is working. All right, so let's take it for a test drive. Shifted nice and smooth into reverse. That's a good sign. Car accelerates. Car stops. That's a good sign. Shifted nice and smooth into drive. That's good. Now let's take it down the street. Something that you want to listen out for. You want to also listen to the purr of the engine now that it's accelerating. And you also want to listen to hear when your transmission shifts. So what we're going to do is around 2,000, okay. The transmission shifted nice and smooth. We're gonna go down this nice little residential street here where there's no traffic to worry about. And let's see. shifted nice and smooth. So that's a good sign. I want to look to see how the transmission shifts. I want to hear it and feel how the car shifts. You don't want any pulls or anything like that. So that's a good sign. Next thing we're going to want to do is test the brakes. So let's get around this garbage truck, and I'm going to show you how we do that. We want to accelerate quickly, and we want to hit the brakes hard to make sure that nothing's frozen, locked up, pads are going bad. So I'm going to accelerate, and I'm going to hit the brakes hard. Car stopped. That's a good sign. So we know that the brakes are good. Reason being, we already bought the car. It had one frozen caliper. We had to do the two rear brake pads, and we had to do the two rear rotors. So the car actually did need brakes when we drove it, and it did not operate that smoothly when we did the test. Another thing that you want to look for is the shocks. So if you see a reasonable pothole or something on the street, hit it, see how the car reacts, and that will give you an idea of how the shock absorbers are, because that's something else that could go. Control arms, all that stuff. This is suspension stuff that we're looking for now, but engine smooth as butter, transmission smooth as butter. The overall driving feel on the car feels really good. So far, no complaints on how the car operates. Obviously, I already bought the thing, so, but that's all stuff that you want to look out for. Let me see. I think this road's going to have some bumps on it, and we could check the suspension. Always exciting. Now, because I'm going on the highway, we're going to punch it and see how the car handles a fast acceleration. Ready? Whee! You hear that 6-cylinder truck purr? I'm sure all the truck fanatics out there are telling me I'm a pussy for driving this thing, but it's okay. All right, so far every little bump has been a pleasure. Let's see. Yep, nice and smooth. I'm okay with it. Here's a big one. Let's try it. Boom! Duh, just blew up the car. Sorry. All right, so the other things that we would check when we're done at this point, because now I know that I like the car, I would just check to make sure that the headlights, the brights, the brake light, the tail lights, all that stuff is working, and then I would start talking to them. My little negotiation on this would basically just be, hey, look, this is what the car needs. Obviously, when we were going to buy the car, tire pressure sensors, tires, brakes, the mysterious ocean-like sounds coming out of the door while it was loosely pissing out little drips of water, even though there was a lot of water in there. All of that stuff we use as a negotiation tactic. The truck was listed at $14,000. We were able to negotiate them down to $10,000 cash, closed the same day. We were able to buy this truck, and now our business model for it is $90 a day with a 25 to 45% discount for longer days. This is by far the highest day price that we have, but for being active for only 2 days, we've already gotten 2 trips booked that are totaling 6 days of use. So the truck's already starting to turn a profit, and this is a really good sign. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you look for when you're buying a car. Again, I am not a mechanic by any stretch of the imagination, but in my young 31 years of life, I've already purchased over 25 cars in my life. So I do know a thing or two about how to buy and negotiate a decent car. In the meantime, my name's Brandon, and as long as health, wealth, and freedom is a part of your life, I think you're off to a good start. Take care.